Hello and welcome to my full army review of my Legion, of my Dark Angels Legion, well, Legion specific units, that is, for Warhammer the Horus Heresy. Now when I say Legion specific, so out of all of these 19 units, there are, I would say, 4 units that don't have Legion specific iconography really, or Legion specific parts. Them being the Sakaran Omega tank with the plasma, the Scimitar jet bikes, the Duredio Dreadnought, and I have a cheeky unit of Cataphracti Terminators, which, although have Forge World upgrades with the power mauls, the Sergeant with a plasma blaster, I think, and all of them have combi plasma bolters, they don't really have kind of Dark Angels iconography on them. But I wanted to include them anyway. And yeah, there's plenty of other units that I could have included in this set. I've got other units that have plasma guns and things, but the majority of these, over 80% now, have sort of Dark Angels iconography and things that set them apart from other legions. Of course, I've got multiple tanks, Scorpius, super heavies, falchions, you name it, flyers, super heavy flyers that go with this army, but these are mainly the Legion specific units. I'm going for a narrative with each one. So definitely with these Dark Angels, I'm going for a plasma focused force, as you can tell. If they haven't got plasma, they've got Volkite. So let's just start off with the man himself, Lionel Johnson, right there in the middle. That Primarch there, he will now cost you £100. He's all in resin. You could get the 40k one and save yourself a bit of money, but that's the 40k Lionel Johnson with the Emperor's shield and slightly different armour and Watchers in the Dark, which we don't have on, you know, this sculpt. This sculpt is absolutely fantastic. He's huge. He's bigger than the 40k one, and the base is absolutely stunning, with, you know, mowing down all of those Night Lords. Surrounding him, of course, have a unit of companions, all those knights, which each one in their own right, although they will cost you £75, each one could be a praetor in its own right. They're absolutely fantastic minis, and this force isn't cheap. What you see here, I've totted it all up, and to get all of these minis on here to review for you today has cost me £1,000. So this is £1,000 worth of Forge World and Games Workshop minis, and that's not even including, as I say, all of the other units, big tanks, dreadnoughts, lots and lots of troops, transports, nor does it include the assault squad, which I have been building recently. So straight away from the companions, we've also got Corswain. You can see him right there, right at the front, you know, away from the companions. To his right, we also have Marduk, you know, Master of the Dreadwing, and then we've got the Deathwing over here in the form of those Knights Cenobian and the Praetor and Cataphracti Terminator armor, which I recently reviewed. Behind them, I do have a force of 5 Terminators in Cataphracti Terminator armor. They've all got power mauls, and I think the Sergeant has got a power sword, is equipped with a power sword and that plasma blaster. It works really well. That is an upgrade set kit that you can get from Forge World. I don't know if you can still get it. I think you can. Behind them, I do have a 10-man unit of essentially a special weapons squad, but I could probably proxy them as interemptors. So I could have, you know, 20 interemptors if I so wished. You can have 15 in a unit, you see, but they're all in the Mark 6. I probably will be making another set of 10 in the new Mark 3 with plasma guns at some point. Behind them though, I've got the Rhino with the Dark Angels doors, and if you notice, attention to detail with my army, on the top the weapons are just no usual combi bolters, they are combi plasmas that I've equipped that with. To the left, just peeking out, we've got the Dark Angels Contemptor Dreadnought, Legion specific one, with a plasma cannon and the plasma blaster in the fist. To the left we have a unit of 5 las cannon equipped Dark Angels. They do have, they're equipped in the Mark 3. I think it works really well with heavy weapon squads. They've got the Dark Angels helmets. They've done 2 types. They've done like a Mark 3 helmet set, which looks very similar to the Interemptor ones, and they've also done the Mark 6s, but these Mark 3s with the Forge World las cannons and the Dark Angels Mark 3 shoulder pads. You've got the shoulder pauldrons for the Mark 3, and you've also got the ones for the Mark 6. I have done separate reviews of these on the channel, I believe, so go check those out. And then over to the left here, we've got the Big Daddy himself, a Dark Angels Legion specific Leviathan Dreadnought, which again I've recently reviewed. Very nice kit, magnetised the weapons. For reasons, I've just put a resin Deredio Dreadnought there. It's kind of Dark Angels there. Forge World never created a Legion specific Deredio Dreadnought, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, they are kind of weapons platforms in a way. But yeah, this one's equipped with the plasma cannonade, I think it is, which coincidentally is one of the weapon options you can equip your plastic one with. But this one, much more posability. You can pose those cabling at the back, pose the legs better. It's just no overall massive improvement. It's a shame they completely replaced it. To the left, for reasons, I have a las cannon sponson equipped Legion Sicaran Omega tank destroyer. One of those will cost you £100. I don't think you can get that at the moment in plastic. You can only go for the Venator or the standard Sicaran. I don't know whether they'll bring one of these out in plastic along with the Arcus and the Punisher, but if you can still pick these up, they are fantastic kits and a great gateway to get into sort of the Forge World resin. To the left there, I've just got a small, humble unit of Scimitar jet bikes, all with plasma cannons. The plasma cannons themselves are magnetised, so I can just hot swap them with Volkite, or just hot swap them with whatever other weapon I'd like to. That force is definitely going to increase. I want to have at least 9 jet bikes in this force by the end of it. But yeah, I probably might replace all the shoulder pauldrons with the Mark 6 upgrades as well to give them that flavour. But as they are, it means that if I spray them black, it means that if I paint them black, I can also use them in my Raven Guard army, which is one of the reasons why some of the vehicles like the Deredio and the Sicaran over there won't have kind of Dark Angels markings, because I want to be able to use them for different legions. Over to the right, yes, we do have a 10-man, £100 worth of Space Marines there. Interemptors, a 10-man full resin Interemptor unit. Absolutely fantastic. Love those minis. They're a decent size too. They're the same height as those Mark 6s over on the right side. They're just fantastic minis. Lots and lots of detail with them, and they do incredibly well in game. Right here, for some reason, I've got like a chapter master and standard bearer, perhaps, but they are Dark Angels, because if you look at their left shoulder pauldron, they have got the Mark 3 Dark Angel shoulder pauldron on them, and they'll be painted in those colours too. And then to the right, we've just got the smallest Space Marine in the force, I guess, well, close to that champion. It's the standard Dark Angels Praetor. And that's it for the Force. I've really enjoyed collecting these Dark Angels. You know, this is like the last video you'll probably see of them. I might do a Force update when they're painted or when I've added more, but as I said at the start, please be aware that there's lots of other tanks and units and things that go to this army. I just wanted to showcase all of the Dark Angel specific units that I've been reviewing over the past sort of couple of weeks. Next in line will be all of the reviews for the word bearers. I've built all of the word bearers, including the kind of Legion specific units. Very extremely excited to bring you those reviews. There'll be another review of Lorgar, I think, and Maragul and Erebus, and yeah, all of those. Looking forward to bringing you those, but that's next in the line of reviews, and then after that we'll focus on Raven Guard, which I really need to step up my build for Raven Guard, because I haven't built any of the units for them yet. Quite excited about building the Mordathan and the Furies and obviously Korax. Moving on from Raven Guard, we'll go back to Traitor in the form of Death Guard. Haven't built any of the Death Guard, so I look forward to that force. Then we'll flip back to Emperor's Children, and I think I will pick up Fulgrim. You know, the Fulgrim Ascended. I've made that decision. It's such a lovely mini, and yes, it is very expensive, but I think that force sort of owes it to have him in the army, both the standard Primarch and the Ascended. And then finally we'll end up with Imperial Fists, and that will be all of the legions that I wish to collect. 6 legions in total, 3 Loyalist and 3 Traitor, which means that I can mix and match the Traitor with some demons. I'd like to collect some demons, and mix and match the Loyalist with Mechanicum, Solar Auxilia, Custodes and Knights and Titans. What do you guys think of this little collection of Dark Angels? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.